Good morning. And, isn't it life amazing that we went live and then it just said end of broadcast? We had some electrical issues here last night up here in Desert Edge. And so we just got on the solution level, recreated our experience because we know that our message is valuable. We're about tipping the scales in favor of spirituality, universal oneness, and that world peace that begins with each and every one of us. And I love the song that was written by Cy Miller and Jill Miller, the wife, and it was "Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. With God as our source, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony." Our theme for the month is the spirit of love. This is the season of love energetically. So many amazing opportunities to go within, to feel that spirituality. We had Hanukkah that has just expressed itself in the Festival of Lights, and moving toward Advent and the great adventure of giving birth to that Christ child within the manger of our own hearts and souls. And when we open to Christ consciousness and we acknowledge with Jesus when he said, "My peace I give to you, my peace I leave with you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. You believe in God, believe also in your own Christ nature." And the actual verse is, "You believe in God, believe also in me." Not the personality of Jesus, because as his humanness gave way to the divine, the Christ consciousness arose triumphant and victorious. This is the universal love principle. And it is about the energy of giving birth at a higher vibratory frequency to this Christ consciousness, that as spiritual beings, each and every one of us have the opportunity every day of our life to move to the next level, to acknowledge, yes, that we are in the world, to have our experience, to live, to love, to laugh, to weep, to express. This is all part of the human condition. However, there is a divinity. And I love when I was in India, and everyone greets you with namaste. The divinity within me salutes the divinity within you. And the divinity within you salutes the divinity within me. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Namaste. And there is no English word for that. And I just thought it was so powerful. And when I spoke to 10,000 people in the audience, and I said, "Namaste," and they bowed in holy reverie and said, "Namaste," it was tear-evoking. You could just feel the reverberation of this consciousness of oneness. If I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. My peace I give to you. My peace I leave with you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. This is a really interesting distinction. Not as the world giveth, not in that outer world, but that secret place of the Most High. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. You believe in God, believe also in yourself, your Christ consciousness, your own Buddha nature, the holy I am presence. So I want you to know that a few years ago, I was asked to be part of the Nobel Peace Prize Commission. And the Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Ida, who founded 2 universities and a polytechnic college in Alihi, Africa, Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria. 25,000 students in Alihi. And then there was another Madonna University in another part of Nigeria. and another 25,000 students, and then the Polytechnic College. It was like this obscure little village. And this African priest said, we need education. Education is freedom. And he founded these universities. And so when I spoke at St. Catherine's College in Oxford, England, he came up to me and he said, we have the same message. Fabulous, wonderful. Will you come to Nigeria? Absolutely. And I want you to know that speaking to 25,000 students and faculty and feeling that energy, that this is a universal message. Here is a Catholic priest coming to me, asking me if I will come to Nigeria and share my message of universal love and peace. And I did that for several years, sometimes twice a year. And then we decided to the International Foundation for World Peace and Research, in which I was voted in as the president. And I did decline when they said I wasn't even there. I got in late because I had other business. And here is, my Doctors Without Borders, Dr. Danny Schumann, and, Dr. Elizabeth von Gulick from Amsterdam, and just wonderful professors from Warsaw and Croatia. I mean, it was an amazing group of people. And with, all of academia was really represented. And I said, I'm a minister from Palm Springs, and I feel that, you're all so amazingly equipped to do this. And Dr. Danny Schumann from Hamburg University, he was the former chief of staff of Hamburg University Hospital, said, when you speak, we learn. And I was so humbled because this is a universal message and it is not taught everywhere. So this information about cause and effect relationships and where thought goes, energy flows was really new information for some of these amazing people that were very dedicated in their professions of healing, and doctors and attorneys without borders and professors. It was quite amazing. And so we decided that Dr. Emmanuel Ida deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. So I made reservations and going into Oslo, Norway, meeting with the director of the Nobel Peace Prize Institute. And I received an email from Dr. Elizabeth van Gulick, and she said that the Nobel, and it's the first week of December, it's closed because they are making preparations for the Nobel Peace Prize as they've just done. And she said, you won't be able to get in. And I said, I got my ticket, I got my hotel, I'm going, and nothing else, I'm going to see the lay of the land and get a sense of Oslo, Norway, which I've always wanted to, experience Oslo. So she wrote back and said, I'm not letting you go alone. I'll meet you there at the hotel. And then the vice president, and his name was Dr. Miroslav Stasic, and he was a professor in Croatia at the Zagreb University and also an oncologist. So he wrote and said, I'll meet you there. So he flew in from Croatia. Elizabeth flew in from Amsterdam. I was from the United States. And Dr. Miroslav went the day before to kind of go into the Nobel Peace Prize library, kind of get a sense of the energy, because they were convinced that I was not going to get in. So I said, well, let's go today, here we are. And we marched into the Nobel Peace Prize Institute. I saw a woman that was doing clerical work. I think, she was the secretary. And I said, I'm Dr. Sharon Stroud. I'm from the United States of America. I'm here to see the director of the Nobel Peace Prize Institute. I have a nomination. She said, one moment, please. She gets on the phone. Dog, Dr. Sharon Straub from the United States of America is here to nominate her candidate for the Nobel Peace Prize. Show her in. So from it being closed, I'll never get in. Show her in. And then Elizabeth came. And Dr. Miroslav's, he stayed across the street at a little espresso restaurant and cafe because he had been there the day before and he didn't want to seem too forward. So I meet this wonderful director of the Institute. His name was Dag, D-A-G, like Dag Hammarskjöld. And he went over everything and all the paperwork and he said, oh, this is very fine. And I said, well, and he said, but you know, this is supposed to be signed by Dr. Miroslav. And I said, well, he's actually hiding out across the street. He didn't want to seem too forward because he was here yesterday. And so Elizabeth said, I'll go get him. And then he brought him in and he said that his wife was from Croatia. And there was like this immediate connection. And what was so astounding about the whole thing is that when we opened the space, in fact, I'm a co-author of a book that Robbie Motter put together, an anthology, and it's called Showing Up, the Power is in the Asking. Showing Up, the power is in the asking. And I shared this story, that if you don't ask, you don't get, right? You've got to ask what? Ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door is opened unto you. So then Dag said, after Dr. Miroslav signed the paperwork for the Nobel Peace Prize nomination, would you like to go on the private tour? This is not a public tour. This is a very private tour. And he shared how that Alfred Nobel, that he was in a relationship and he decided to give grants, wonderful grants of $100,000 to each person that received the Nobel Peace Prize to continue their work. But they did not have a Nobel Peace Prize. They had chemistry, science, those kinds of subjects. And so his loved one said, we need a peace prize. Those that are forwarding and advancing peace. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Now, he shared an interesting aside that when Alfred Nobel's brother passed away, the papers thought that it was him who passed away. So they did an obituary, and here he is in his living room in his slippers, reading the obituary, his own obituary. And you may not know this, but he created dynamite. And that was like his claim to his fortune. And it said in the obituary that he had the ability to kill more people than anyone on the planet. So he's horrified reading his obituary about, what he has done and what he has created and invented and all of this. And he said, I don't want to be remembered for the person that invented dynamite that had the ability to kill the most people in the shortest amount of time. This is not what I want to be remembered for. And so that's when he put in place the Nobel Peace Prize for science and chemistry and the arts, and then finally the Nobel Peace Prize given in Oslo. And the other Peace Prize, not Peace Prize, but the chemistry and science are given in Stockholm, in Sweden. But the Nobel is given in Oslo. And can you imagine reading your obituary and, having all of these things said about you, and then having the ability, this is why I love our way of life as well, is that he recreated his experience. He completely recreated his experience and said, I want a lasting legacy of my fortune to forward and advance humanity, the humanities, and peace, the peace that passes all understanding, right? That peace of God, that peace within us that has never been touched by grief, it has never given offense nor taken offense. It is the energy of peace. Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with me. With God as our source, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. And so here I was at the Nobel Peace Prize Institute, and I could feel the energy, and they give out a beautiful, beautiful Peace Prize, and then they keep one for themselves for their own library, and they have them all hanging on the walls. And so, I could acknowledge Dr. Martin Luther King, who said, his great quote was that, hate will not drive out hate, only love can do that, right? And darkness can not drive out darkness, only light can do that. So then there is Mandela and Mother Teresa that said, peace begins with a smile. And amazing, personage of 100 years worth of giving peace prizes with these amazing, the personage of that energy to forward and advance ourselves, each other, and ultimately the planet. So I just want you to know that peace that resides within each of us, that peace that passes all understanding, is our ground of being. And that when we're tempted to react to something outside of ourselves, let it be a trigger symbol. Let it be that jolt within us that says, time to go within, not giving my power away to something, some outer thing that has shown up. I go within to that secret place of the Most High. I pray to my Father, Mother, God in secret, and I am acknowledged openly by the outward demonstrations of my life. So on this day, we're all on a journey. I love that we're on a journey, and that fact that so much is going on the planet. And we know that there is suffering and there is, great angst right now going on. And let's send our light, our compassion, and our prayers out to everyone on our planet, that wherever pain seems to be operating, the presence of God is. Wherever dis-ease seems to be operating, the presence of God is. Wherever despair seems to be operating, the presence of God is. Wherever upset seems to be operating, the presence of God is. God in us, God as us, God is the only truth of us. We are all co-creators with this amazing energy. So in this adventure of life, we're all going somewhere. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. For we are in a high place, and we will not come down. None of these outer things move us. We are in a high place, and we will not come down. So I say namaste, shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, everyone. Thank you, Tiny Tim and Charles Dickens, for that. God bless us, everyone.